All right, guys, we got Drew with us here today helping out, and we are ready to get the frame rail in there. We just finished up grinding down all the old welds on the inside of a chassis. So now we'll take it, bring it over, slide it underneath, get it in position, and tack it in place. So we got this in here. We're gonna have to do what I didn't want to do. We're gonna have to cut out these corner ones, bring them forward. The front one can stay in place because that's right where it needs to be at. And we're just gonna cut the bottom of it out and then put a angle welded in place. But the corner ones need to go out about 3 inches forward on the outside edge. So we can fix that, no big deal. Otherwise, frame is in. We're gonna tack it up front, clamp it on the back, make sure it's seating flush on the frame rails, and then tack that into place. Well, frame is all mounted up. I'm gonna go ahead and take the tack welds into full welds and close it up. And then we'll take it up front and start addressing the front portion. Done. That's pretty much tacked up as good as we need it. It's not going anywhere. Could probably hang the battery off it, it would just be fine. We're not gonna full seam weld it. We're just gonna get close. Now, here's the dilemma. This sticks out forward of this guy. Now, there's a bit of a slope, but this needs to be 4 inches from the bottom. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna cut this up to we're at the 1 inch mark and then just go all the way across to here and cut that out And then on the inside here, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna leave 1 inch from the top and go all the way across. See how this works. Here we go again. Water inside the rail. Well, I thought this was gonna work by just cropping it down and then putting an L channel in here. Unfortunately, it's not. The problem is, as it stands right now, from the back fastener holes all the way up to the front here, the new fasteners would need to fall right where this is at right here. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take and cut this down about 1/2 inch back, which is gonna give us the room we need for the nuts on the top side. And then we're gonna weld in a channel and then a flat bar that's gonna extend out to the distance we need it to make sure that everything can fasten in. So let's go ahead and get started on that. More cutting. But after we cut this, we should be good to go where we can start boxing all this in and welding it up and test the battery. this, what is it? It's a 1/2 inch by 1 inch C-channel. Get that shit out of here. We're gonna take and put this guy up here, weld it in place. Once we have this welded in place to the bottom of it, we're gonna weld a 3/16 plate coming out this way 3 inch. So it's gonna be about 1.5 inches past, which is gonna give us our fastener drop points, and then we'll reinforce it with some tabs. All right, so now I went ahead, this is all welded in, right? We'll do a final weld on it later, but it's not going anywhere. In the meantime, we're gonna box this guy in, and we're gonna box the bottom of this guy in, and then box the end in. For that, I have these guys made up. They just fit right in here, and perfectly on both sides. Sweet, so the time has come. We're gonna test through battery. In order to do that, I gotta disconnect all the wiring harness we had temporarily rigged up here, and then we'll roll it under the car, set the car down on top of it, and see how it fits. If it fits good, we'll lift it up with a car. I'll drill the holes for a front mount, and that should be a wrap for this episode, because I'll need to go back through and weld up everything that hasn't gotten a full bead across it yet.
Just enough something where we can get a little bit lip over.
Yeah.
And then move the thing onto this side.
So we should be able to move those over to this side now.
Alright, so a little bit more, give it a little more. Oh, we're good. On top of it. We're good.
Back down. We have the battery in position, and we're about to go ahead and set this down and go nice and slow. Make sure it's centered. Make sure we're not going to hit the edges or the clips. So let's do this. All right, you guys need to see this. That is just about perfect in there. So the only thing we got to do, we're going to take, jack it back up on that point, and then use a floor jack to bring the back end up. Once we got that up, we'll be able to shift it over just an eighth of an inch to this side and get it bolted in.
Yeah, I don't want to cross it.
Let me see.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it needs to shift just slightly.
Which way does it shift? Towards you or?
The battery needs to go this way, towards me. Well, let's try one of these other bolts. This one's lined up. Well, there it is, folks. Battery is in. And we had to do a little bit of wiggling and a little bit of persuading. But she is in there. Back's all lined up. So we'll go ahead and bring her up and then drill out those holes for front mounts right there and right there. Halfway there. Almost. All we need bottom there. Well, there it is, guys. The battery is in. So now I can go ahead, remount the holes that need to be reamed out a little bit. It's maybe a 1/16 of an inch off between the upper and lower flange of the battery pack. Then we can take and drill out these holes, but I'll go ahead and do those off camera, there's no point in you guys watching that. It's in. It is in. I was expecting this to be the end of November by the time they got in there, but it's in there right now. So as always, thank you guys for watching.